Hi, everybody. I'm Marguerite Rigoglioso of Seven Sisters Mystery School, also known as Dove, and I am coming on today to talk about the fairies. Um, a lot of people look at this question about the fairies and they are either very, very excited automatically, or they are saying, fairies, what is that all about? That sounds like some kind of nice new age fantasy thing. And it really doesn't have anything to do with my life. But what I am finding through meditation, ceremonial means, direct intuition during the day as I am getting ready to teach my class in 1 week's time called Awakening to Our Fairy Kin, I'm finding out that, wow, the veil has been pulled over our eyes big time about the fairies, also known as the Fae, which encompass many different types of races and interdimensional beings that are just beyond the veil in the same space as we are on planet Earth, but they're in a different dimension. And so when a lot of us contact masters or we go into altered states and we experience all these other beings, the ones that are actually closest to us in proximity, so to speak, whatever that means, are the Fae, the fairies. They have been given a bum rap by this name, fairy, because it's become equated with all sorts of make-believe and non-reality. And in fact, these are beings, these are bona fide beings who are right there, just beyond the veil. And so what we need to understand is we are symbiotically connected with these beings, all right? Our fate and their fate are dependent on one another. So when we do massive clear cutting, even when we cut one little plant, we are affecting them because they are connected with the plants and they are also connected with many other things, waters, mountains, lakes, streams, winds, different types of things, okay? So these are bona fide interdimensional beings. We need to put aside that word fairy that has gotten equated with, everybody, nonfiction or fiction rather, and we need to really come back to an understanding that these beings are as real as any of the goddesses, gods, or any types of beings that you're going to connect with on the other side of the veil. So what's happening now? They are knocking at our doors, trying to get us to wake up to their reality. They're right here. They're ready to help us, but we need to even acknowledge that they're there. And one of the things that I am learning about as I'm going deeper and deeper into this inquiry is that they dwell in the imaginal realm. Okay, that means that they are in the level of our imagination, but that doesn't mean that it's not real. That is one of their specialties, is they are part of the realm of the imagination, which means what? They're part of the realm of manifestation. They're part of the realm of creation and co-creation. And they are here to encourage us to reconnect with our authentic ability to be creators and co-creators once more. So we've had a lot of channelers who've been talking about, manifesting what you think about. That's steps in the direction of what the fairies actually offer us. What they offer us is much, much more. They get us into the realm of magicianry. They get us into the realm of alchemy. They get us into the realm of creating worlds. And they are here to assist us with creating realities that we want. But they're also here to assist us with healing, because in order to create realities responsibly, you have to come from a healed place. Otherwise, you can manifest all sorts of things, which is in fact exactly what is happening and what has happened on planet Earth, to our detriment and also to their detriment. When large swaths of nature are done away with, when there's deforestation, when there is desiccation of lands and so forth, desertification, they are harmed. They are pushed away. They die. And so we need to get in co-creative responsibility. Now, the good side is that because they are so connected with the natural world, they are here to give us a lot of information about the natural world to our benefit. They are all about the organic sphere of Gaia, the biological, DNA-based, carbon-based life on this planet, okay? So this is how serious this awakening to the fairies actually is. This is a critical part of ascension on planet Earth, is to be able to see and understand that there are fae, there are fairies here, and we can begin a dialogue. This is why I am offering my Awakening to Our Fairy Kin class, link of which is right there, going on right here under my video. You can go take a look. It's starting on next Thursday, and it's going 4 Thursdays online from 10 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And then for those who are in the San Francisco Bay Area or who want to come, we have an optional day long on Sunday, April 29th, that's going to take place in the beautiful Bee and Rose Garden of April Aronoff, and then in the afternoon in Tilden Park with some magical trees with Maura McCarley Torkelson, who is an expert on fairies and trees. So this class is really all about us co-discovering, putting the puzzle pieces together, because so far a lot of the people who have signed up for the course already have a connection or a curiosity about the Fae. But this class is really for everyone, for anybody who wants to educate themselves about what's on the other side of the veil. Who are these beings, these interdimensional beings that we're hearing about, that are having various agendas from helping us to harming us? This is part of our major education that we need on planet Earth. If you're connected with greenery, if you're connected with the plants at all, if you're a farmer type person or you cultivate a lot of flowers, this is also a course for you, because it's going to help you to understand how you can start opening the veil yourself, and then how you can start working with your interface with nature in a better, more productive way, and how we all can. In this time when corporations are taking over the genetics of plants and so forth, when we're getting Roundup and all these things that are basically killing the organic life of the plant, which means they're killing the fairies, we are in trouble, because then we no longer have healthful food and fruit for ourselves. So the fairies are saying, hey, on the most basic level, we're here to tell you about food and how we can help you. On other levels, we're going to talk to you about manifestation. On other levels, we're going to talk to you about what everybody is wanting to hear about. Okay, so I'm getting information that my video is pixelated. This often happens when I start doing a video. The energy is just so high, and I start going into other dimensional reality. So just bear with it. You can hear me just fine. All right. So this is such a challenging time on Earth right now. And the fairies are saying, hey, we can help. You want help with money issues? Well, the leprechauns are here, right? What is that whole thing with the leprechauns? The leprechauns and the pot of gold, they are telling us all about how to alchemically create money and abundance in your life in a way that's in alignment. It's not just, crassly earning money. It's creating money in abundance in a way that's in alignment. So many of us are in trauma. Okay, we're in trauma, we're recovering from trauma. This has been a trauma planet for thousands of years now, generation after generation. And the fairies are saying, we know how to help with that. What we are bringing is love, joy, the fragrance of magic, imagination, creativity. We are here to re-enchant your life, right? So that is why I am offering this class. It's because I've been getting these nudges from the fairies for years now. And I thought, well, am I qualified to teach a class of this nature? And they're like, well, yeah, you better. You have everything you need. You are an oracle. You can open up to the information yourself. You've been getting the information. And you're going to be drawing people who also have information, and we're all going to put it together because no one person has all the expertise on the fairies right now. Everybody has their story, everybody has their experience, everybody has their piece. And so we are going to be co-creating, sharing, and putting that together. Because there's also the question of human fairy hybrids. Okay, maybe you have seen these people, you know who they are. They look like they stepped right out of Lord of the Rings. Or maybe you are one. Usually there's a look about a person where you go, wow, that person kind of looks like a fairy or an elf or a dwarf or a gnome. Okay, there's different fairy races. And what's happening is that I started working with all of these clients who clearly were looking like fairies, and then they had a certain set of characteristics. Okay, so what are these characteristics? And I'm going to talk about that in a minute. I'm inviting people who are on to offer questions. Okay, I will go into Oracle State for a while and offer questions. One person says that is asking, how can I get in contact with fairies in my daily life? Well, take the class starting next Thursday, and you'll find out more about that on March 8th. Awakening to Our Fairy Kin, the link is there. There are many ways you can connect with the fairies in your life, and we are going to investigate that and start doing it. We're going to be connecting with a specific fairy ally who is sort of assigned to you on the other side for various karmic reasons, and you're going to begin a relationship with this being, okay? In the meanwhile, there are many ways you can connect with the fairies. You can go out, look at nature, be with nature, sit in it, and say, fairies, please come to me and start teaching me. Help me to awaken to your reality and what you're all about. That's one simple, simple way. Another simple, simple way is to work with your houseplants. Start talking to them. In my last video of this nature last week, I described how I was, the Dr. Death when it came to the orchids, or any plant really that came into my house. I would just dread seeing somebody give me a gift of a plant. I thought, oh no, orchids would die immediately. And what has happened, I finally took somebody up on their suggestion that I start talking to them, giving them love, and stroking their leaves. And within 3 weeks, they started growing new leaves, blooming flowers, and sending new roots down, even the ones that looked like they were dead, like they were the roots were all dried up. And now, morning, noon, and night, I say hello to my orchids. I give them love. I tell them how excited I am. They are blooming beyond belief. This is unprecedented. So this is one way of starting to get in touch with the fairies, is working with your own plants. Okay, let's see if there are any. Okay, so again, I am welcoming you to send some questions in, to write some questions in here. And now I'm going to just go into a little bit of Oracle space to see what they want to say. okay, one thing that they are saying is, and this is something they showed me in medicine ceremony the other night, they said one of the reasons why the fairies like alcohol offerings poured into the ground or left in a cup is because alcohol is a portal between the worlds. We can drink it here and they can drink it there. So I'm also asking then about water in that regard, and they're saying yes, as a matter of fact, any of the elements can be experienced both here and there. They are portals. Okay, this is totally new information for me. Water is a portal to the other dimension. Fire is a portal to the other dimension, which is why we always have candles, is why they're showing me, is what they're showing me now. Air is a portal to other dimensions, which is why you are basically in with the other dimensions 24/7 through your breath. And whenever you see these vortexes or winds or whatever, that is definitely that realm speaking to you. You know, and the scientists are like, well, it's, you know, hurricane, whatever, hurricane. Yeah, hello, this is a being who got generated on planet Earth, and it's going to either, you know, it's got a huge amount of energy. Sometimes just these gentle sways are the fairies talking to you from the other realms as well. And Earth is an interdimensional portal. The Earth element, soil, okay? They're saying that's why and how the plants can grow out of soil. The plants are coming from another dimension, literally, into this one, and they carry the energy of a spirit with it. You know, just like any other being that is sensate, so to speak, they're sensate too. Okay, so that's really interesting. So now the thing of alcohol, they're saying that, okay, this alcohol is used in ritual because it is a really strong portal connector, and we can drink of it and they can drink of it, and we can drink in communion with cups. That's why that, like, Christ even had the wine at the Last Supper, so to speak, because it was the unifier between this world and the next world, the alcohol. Alcohol originally, you know, it's something like alcohol is the Arabic word of it, and it means spirits. All right? People do understand this when they get drunk, in that it opens your chakras more widely, and you can access beings in the other world. Now, the problem with the way alcohol is made now versus how it originally was made as mead and so forth in connection with honey is what they're showing me right now. Healthy ways that it was made. Now it's made with all of these chemical and, you know, other types of things that are added, and the process is not sacred at all. And there's many other entities that you can connect with, which is what happens when you become an alcoholic. You are connected with addiction beings, right? That's alcoholism, pure and simple, right there. And this is why they've called alcohol the spirits. It can connect you with the realms so that you can see and experience these beings in positive ways, and it can connect you with the negative ones. The minute the negative ones come in, that's it, you're sunk. You cannot use that substance anymore because they're already hooked into it, okay? And this is the same for any plant medicine, cannabis or anything. The minute you start getting reliant on it, you're addicted. And that means that an entity has come in, and you can no longer work with that being, that plant being, in a sacred way, because the connection has automatically been made. Now they're showing me that there are ways that people would be able to release those addiction beings and restore their connection with the plant to use it again in a sacred way, but that at the moment is right now beyond my purview. That will have to be a big study that I have. Another person is saying yes, the whole idea of changing wine into water, that was a fairy thing right there. Right there. Okay? The Christed Master, was showing that you could transmute water into wine, wine into water. It will have a different vibration if you transmute it from water into wine than if you transmute it from wine into water. The wedding party wanted to be more strongly connected with the spirits, which is what happens at gatherings and galas and rituals and so forth. So they wanted that alcohol. All right, again, you are welcome to put questions into the chat here. And I am just receiving some information right now about the fairies, what they would like me to say and share. I am offering my class, Awakening to Our Fairy Kin, starting on March 8th, 4 Thursdays online, 10 to 11:30 a.m. Pacific. And they are really encouraging more and more of us to get serious about this topic, to understand who they are. There's like, they've got a campaign going on the other side, going knock, 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 you know. And this is why so many people have incarnated as human fairy hybrids. So I will get back into that, which I told you that I would. So what is a human fairy hybrid? A human fairy hybrid is a human being who has come in and has fairy DNA. Okay, whatever that means. It's a kind of an interdimensional DNA, actually. But it renders you with a specific body type that is often recognizable. You can spot a fairy person. Like, start putting on your fairy radar, or your elf radar, or your gnome radar, or even easier, your dwarf radar. Hard to miss those people. They have a lot of that DNA in them. Okay, this is a race of beings that they're carrying. And so other characteristics of human fairy hybrids, which I have learned from my work with clients over the time, because I never started out this way. I mean, you know, is that what are the other characteristics? First of all, they don't do too well with money. Hello, anybody raising your hand right now about that one? Money eludes them because in the other dimension, there's a whole different type of relationship with money and abundance, okay? And what they're inviting us to do is they want to learn even a little bit more about the three-dimensional functioning of money and abundance. We want to learn more about the fifth-dimensional functioning of money and abundance, is what they're telling me right now. And that's one reason how we're symbiotically connected. Not only do we have things to learn from them and receive from them as gifts, but so they do from us. And that is something that they have been even a little reluctant to admit. They have a little bit of pride around this, and they know that, you know, they're cleaner and they smell better than humans and all sorts of things, and they have way more fun. And, you know, what do humans have to teach us about anything? Well, we do. And that could probably be a whole topic that I could do an oracle on. But the idea here is that human fairy hybrids have come in numbers. People's souls have made contracts with the fairy realm, which many of us have come from anyway. And we said, okay, we're going to come in as human fairy hybrids in this lifetime. Dive, dive, dive. We're going to make it happen. We're going to make this awakening happen. First of all, my first task will be to get myself to awaken to the fact that there, number one, are fairies and that I partly am one. Secondly, then I'm going to have to get other people to help awaken. And then figure out what my mission is, which usually is going to have to do with something about helping organic Mother Earth, organic Gaia, natural realm, Mother Earth to thrive instead of become taken over through the various means that are happening, that have been happening over hundreds and even thousands of years. Okay, Other characteristics of human fairy hybrids, often very, very sensitive emotionally. It's almost too difficult to be in the body. A lot of people are not in their body who are hybrids. They're up above, or they will fly out at a moment's notice and go over there or up, over the head, because it's not that easy to be in a world in which there's a lot of noise and there's gruff people and there's a lot of abuse. So being very sensitive is one thing. Also, having endured a lot of abuse, a lot of times human fairy hybrids come in to family lines for whatever reason, karmic, and also as a sort of a bodhisattva healing, to come into some of the families with the worst situations of abuse, including sexual, so that they can awaken and help send out that healing vibration into their family and to others. All right? And a lot of times there's a connection with extraterrestrials that go beyond the fairy realm of interdimensionals, but these other beings. And oftentimes there are abductions that go along. A lot of human fairy hybrids get abducted or have been abducted by the unfriendly ETs, because any abduction is an unfriendly abduction. Okay, period, end of story, no matter what we're being told. And for some reason, I don't know if it's because they have karmic contracts or they get sort of co-opted or netted on their way in by these other beings who are monitoring, which souls are coming to planet Earth, and they're like, oh, a fairy, let's get this one and try to mess this one up or experiment on that, or look at their, 18 or their 13 double helix strand DNA, and let's tamper along with that and see what we can get out of it. Okay. So there's a lot of ET connections. So a lot of times it's human fairy hybrid, and a lot of times the hybrided fairy humans are also hybrided with some of the positive interdimensional beings, like I've seen Hathor fairy human hybrids, for example. Okay, and there are others. There are probably Pleiadian human fairy hybrids and so forth. Somebody's commenting, there are contracts about this agreement to connect with ETs as well as when you're a human fairy hybrid. And he's saying, but it's to help raise awareness to make the playing field even against evil. Yes. So what will happen is, just as they are coming into human families to expose and heal the evil that's led to the traumas in these lines, yes, you're right, Marcus. They're coming in with agreements to undergo these interdimensional abduction scenarios, so that then they can awaken and they can go, hey, did you know that human beings are getting abducted, that there's a lot of stuff going on that we need to deal with here? Okay, so a lot, there's huge awakening happening. So yes. And yes, that's so great that you're saying that you're here to raise awareness, to unite dark and light against evil. Yeah, and it's this whole question of being in the realm of duality, which is relaxed a little bit more in the fifth dimension, although they too are still in a realm of duality, or they wouldn't be connected with the earth plane. The earth plane is connected with the realm of duality. So we have to watch out for that. So again, I'm taking questions, and I'm offering an oracle on your questions about the fairies. I'm reminding you that I have my course, Awakening to Our Fairy Kin, starting next Thursday, March 8th at 10 a.m. Pacific. It's online. The link is there in my description field for this video. I hope you will go take a look. And again, this is not just for people who already know they're human fairies or have a real strong connection with the fairies, but it's for people who are curious and for people who want to be educated about the interdimensional realm in general and realize, hey, it's about time that I took the course on fairies, that I did that chapter of the book of Shamanic Awakening. All right. Yes. Okay. So here we have Shida asks, but what advice have the fairies about getting over a breakup? Okay, well, they're saying to remember to sing and dance, which is something that they said last time in the video. When somebody said it was like how to deal with, you know, terminal illness. They were like, make sure you sing and dance from your deathbed, all right? Even if you just go do with your fingers. You know, fairies, what they're saying to me right now is fairies have heartbreak too, so you're not alone. It's not something that is beyond them. But what they're saying is you here on planet Earth have so many resources for helping you with a breakup, because a lot of times what's happening in a relationship is you went into the relationship because you were looking to connect with the divine and to feel wholeness anyway. And so when those breakups happen, you feel like you've disconnected from the divine. And they're saying, go out and be with the trees. Literally hug a tree or have your back to a tree. Go into, okay, this is what I did when I had a breakup. My most recent breakup, I found a new redwood grove. I looked up online. I'm like, where are redwood groves near where I am? I looked up and I went there and I just cried. I went numerous times alone by myself, cried and cried and cried. And I know they were healing. If you have redwoods or big trees, they will heal. Okay. If wherever you are, you have big trees in the world, find them. Or even if you have a small tree, find them and get your healing. Go to the beachside or waterways. The vibrations will help you heal and help you feel whole. They'll let you cry and they'll fill you up. It's this process of dipping back in and out that will help you with any breakup. Okay, so there we go. So I'm going to sign off for now. I appreciate everybody who's been here and making comments, asking questions. It's very exciting. Again, what is this fairy business all about? This is not just New Age kooksterism. This is about your shamanic education, and this is about your healing from trauma, and this is about us together helping to heal the earth and the attack on Gaia that has been going on for quite some time, that is instigated outside of humans, but then humans become unwitting or ignorant participants in this through the destruction of nature. And the fairies are telling us we can link together. We can begin these dialogues in the imaginal realm. We can give you a lot of information, help, healing with your boyfriend breakups or whatever. So I'm inviting everybody again to come on to my Awakening to our Fairy Kin course starting Monday, March 8th, 10 a.m. Pacific. The link is right here under the video. And this is going to be a very exciting way that we're going to connect, tune in, start speaking with them, meeting them, finding out much more about them, not just through book learning, but through our own direct experience, where we will be sharing what we know, piecing it together on our private Facebook page, and moving forward with our mission together. Because we have moved into the age of Aquarius now, it is the time of action through healthy unity. We have to do this together. We have to do this together. Okay? All right, just seeing if there are any final comments. I see there are numbers of people come on. Okay. Is there a connection between the incarnated fairies and the incarnated undines? I still have as yet to do a little bit more learning about that before I can answer that question. So that's a work in progress. They're feeding me information bit by bit here. All right, everybody. So I'm going to sign off for now. Thank you all for watching, whether you're watching live or whether you're watching at another time. I'm going to be sharing this video on my e-zine for Seven Sisters Mystery School. And please check us out. Join us for the Awakening to our Fairy Kin class on March 8th. Many blessings. Bye-bye.